I know it's only week one, and I don't want to react. And I know J.J. McCarthy is still out doing his thing at the University of Michigan. But Drew Allar could be in the running to be the very best quarterback in our beloved Big Ten Conference.
From L.A. to Piscataway, all Big Ten all year long. This is Big Ten 10.
Drew Allar can spin it. This kid is great, right? We know all of the expectations that Drew Allar had within this Penn State offense. Five-star kid out of Medina, Ohio, sitting behind Sean Clifford last season. And then when he got in front of the stage, the big stage of Big Ten Saturday night's debut on NBC. Great job on the production, by the way, to all the folks at NBC. No surprise there. But Drew Allar did so many things right, and he was so calm, and he was so smooth. Here's a few things that I want to take away from Drew Allar's performance at quarterback for Penn State. Extremely poised in the pocket. I didn't expect anything to rattle him. I watched various interviews with him throughout the offseason. He's just a calm, cool, collected guy at heart, and it showed on the football field. Very mobile within the pocket and very aware of kind of the rush while still being able to look down the field at as many options in this Penn State pass game. And man, when he threw it, it was accurate just about every single time. It was there on a zip. This guy's got an arm. This guy's got accuracy. I know it's one game, and I don't want to overreact. That's one place that I don't want to be with this channel is, you get one game and all of a sudden we're crowning a guy as the best to ever do it. But after one game, what I've seen, I can already see how much more talent than he has than Sean Clifford. And when you look at Penn State, specifically what happened in 2022 and back in 2019, when they made New Year's Six Bowls and won New Year's Six Bowls, they said, yeah, we were good, but I just feel like if we had something a little bit up a level from Sean Clifford, Penn State could have gotten to that next level. And that's a guy that they have in Drew Allar, and that's the type of talent that they have in Drew Allar. Now, I'm going to give some credit to West Virginia in this game, right? West Virginia, I think, clued in on what made Penn State a really strong team last season, and that was the run game. They contained. You're never going to stop Nick Singleton. You're never going to stop Kaytron Allen. Now, they got, they combined for over 100 yards, but they were contained for the most part. But Drew Allar really stepped up with throwing for over 300 yards in this matchup. Let's talk a little bit more about this pass game in terms of the pass catchers. Keandre Lambert-Smith, I believe he's going to step up and be a big-time player and a big-time wide receiver in the Big Ten. He proved his big play ability once again. Now, he, of course, had some help from Drew Allar throwing some good throws, of course, in this game, but he found himself open many, many times in this football game. And there's a lot of other guys just in this offense. How about Florida State transfer Malik McClain getting a little bit maybe more involved than I anticipated as well. Dante Cephas got a catch kind of later in the game, but there's a lot of guys within this offense that Drew Allar is going to throw to. And just because Keandre Lambert-Smith had a big game in this matchup against West Virginia doesn't mean Dante Cephas isn't going to go off for 11 catches, 150, and 2 scores in some of these other games throughout the season. I believe there's depth in the pass-catching options for Penn State. And the vibe I got after this one is now this offense is a lot more balanced. Right, I'm not trying to harp on Sean Clifford more, but you can just see the offense really open up in the pass game when Drew Allar is at quarterback. You understand the threat. And now that pass game threat is there for Penn State, along with one of the best running back, if not the best running back duo in all of college football, it's scary. It's a scary thought, folks. It's a scary thought. Now, the final score of this one, 38-15. To me, the spread should have been bigger. Of course, you had those 2 missed field goals. You had some drop catches down there in the red zone. I believe Penn State in terms of the margin that the final score was. I believe Penn State was even better than that in terms of West Virginia in this game. But I'm going to give West Virginia some props, right? I'm really hyping up Penn State right now, but there are some things that I think they need to really work on before they get to Illinois and Iowa in back-to-back games. That interior run defense, I think, needs to be better. Of course, you don't have P.J. Mustipher clogging up the middle out there. We know about the edge rushers. We know about Chop Robinson. We know about Adisa Isaac. And we know that they've got good play at the linebacker position as well. But that run game up the middle, C.J. Donaldson in this run game, we know they have an all-everything center in Zach Frazier in the middle as well there for West Virginia. They were able to kind of take those two key pieces, and I'm not going to say I don't know if they established a big-time threat up the middle, but it was enough of a threat, their interior run game, where they were able to do it semi-consistently and being able to at least hang around for a little bit, at least in the first part of that game, because of that interior run game up the middle. So that's something I think that really needs to be worked on. Todd Blackledge talked about it during the broadcast that their size might not be as big in the interior of the defensive line that I think they would like, and that maybe other Big Ten teams are in the middle of their defensive line. So that's something that needs to be improved, because you're going to have an interior run game against Michigan if you want to beat them. We saw what happened with Ohio State, right? They're maybe going to lean a little bit more on the run game due to their young quarterback as well. So this is a run defense in the middle that needs to beef up in Happy Valley, Pennsylvania in this game. But my main takeaway in this matchup for Penn State was the play of Drew Allar. You've got a killer at quarterback. I said it at the beginning of the season, is that you have a guy that's probably the most talented quarterback ever to step into Happy Valley, Pennsylvania, that they've recruited out of high school. He is the most talented guy. In game number 1, he really showed that. I don't think this is a West Virginia team that is a bad team. What I saw from this game, and I saw it from their quarterback, Garrett Green, as well, and I think that gave Penn State some problems as well. A mobile quarterback running the ball up the middle. I think those are two things Penn State needs to work on defending better. And I think those are two things that West Virginia is going to lean on as the season goes along to maybe get a couple of wins over there in the Big 12 to maybe save Neil Brown's job and get back to a bowl game for the Mountaineers along those country roads. So Penn State did exactly what they needed to do at home, and I believe they're going to continue to get better. You got to figure out some of these things before you face Illinois, before you face Iowa. Right now I believe Penn State is the superior team based on what we saw out of the first week compared to Illinois, compared to Iowa. But you just need to be aware, of course, of what's happened. And then when you get into the meat of the schedule, you know what you got against teams like an Ohio State and like a Michigan. But Penn State in week number 1, where across the Big Ten Conference teams maybe didn't look their best, Penn State, I think, was one of the best-looking teams throughout all the Big Ten Conference. I want to hear what you guys think about Penn State. Are you all aboard the Nittany Lion train? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching Big Ten Ted, where it's all Big Ten all year long. Make sure to like the video to spread the word of Big Ten Ted to the masses, and subscribe to the channel for updates on Big Ten content that drops every day.